Hey everyone, welcome in. This is a throwback video to an old trip we took to Europe. It's me, the Travel Bee, and I just wanted to share one of the inspiring trips that really got us into travel. So we were back in 2017, we were in our 20s, no kids yet, and this is the route we took around Europe for basically a 3-week trip. We stayed a week in each place. So we started in Germany. Our first week in Germany, we stayed in Gemund. And so this is the nice restaurant we went to there. And look how young we are. We just basically went around. This is in Heimbach, a really amazing liquor place with those crazy bottles. And of course, we went to Cologne to visit the cathedral there and climb up an insane amount of steps to the top. And so that was a really cool, a cool place to visit. And yeah, that was Mike wanted to visit a couple of churches in the different places we went. And we also saw tons of wind power everywhere we went in Germany. But we also, because we were right on the border, we went to Belgium quite a bit. So this is Rochefort, which was a monastery with an incredible beer that Mike wanted to check out. We drove around and toured that area. And then we also went to Orval Monastery to see the ruins, to check out their beer. And they had the most incredible cheese from Orval. Actually, we got this huge thing of cheese and then some bread and some bacon from a local bakery. And we just had these amazing breakfasts when we were in Germany. Then it was off to France. This is a castle we stayed at, and it was a really awesome stay, being able to be in a castle. We went to the city of Vannes, which is this gate right here. We actually stayed in the town of Elvin, but this is us touring around in those areas. We went kind of all over. There were some pretty incredible medieval places, and I loved this door of this bakery. It was an incredible door, and you can see just the bread everywhere in France was so amazing. We loved going to bakeries and seeing the incredible churches everywhere we went. We also went to Quiberon. This is the ocean that we visited, and saw some cool market stalls. Went to a number of markets, actually. Every town we went to seemed to have an incredible market, and we would go there. We took this next photo of this cat in the store for a friend of ours that we thought of when we were traveling. And then we discovered Mont Saint Michel, which we did not even know existed at the time. So we went to Mont Saint Michel. Gosh, I was so skinny then, and went all the way to the top. We had no idea. We literally stopped for gas, and there were like 1,000 people at the gas station. We're like, what is going on here? And we discovered that we were right beside Mont Saint Michel. So of course we went and discovered it, and it was really an incredible walk, and wish I had done some videos of that. Maybe I did on an old laptop somewhere but the reason we were up there was because we were going to Dieppe. So this is Dieppe. I'm on the beach. I've had family members in my family who fought in the wars who went to Dieppe, and I have a relative who died and is buried in the cemetery there. So we just walked around. It was a very reflecting time when we were in Dieppe. We just felt it was important if we were going to be in France to go and visit the war cemetery there, which we did. And then we were back to Germany for our final week of our trip. So this is Oberstaufen, a different area of Germany than we were before. Much greener, tons of solar power. We saw vineyards everywhere we went. And we also did some fun things. This is me being scared as we went up to the top for one of those mountain rides. Mike really loved this vehicle. I think it's a Unimog or something like that. And then we were into the Black Forest to tour around some of the different fortresses. This is a rebuilt fortress in the Black Forest. Of course, it had a whole bunch of armor and other things. So Mike tried on the different the pieces of armor. He said this chainmail was very heavy, which I thought was a pretty cool a cool thing. There was solar power everywhere we went. And when we were in the Black Forest, we saw so many waterfalls. It was beautiful. This was like one of the longest waterfalls or something. So we saw it from the bottom, and we also saw it from the top. And I did a lot of reading. I did a lot of You know, just reflecting while we were on this trip, thinking about travel. We went to Neuschwanstein. That was kind of our last big stop, was at Neuschwanstein Castle, and the one that was right across from it. So this castle, as many people know, is what originally inspired the Disney castle. Apparently Walt Disney went there at one point. And we flew back out of Paris. So we spent an extra couple days on the end of our trip going back to Paris. We had rented a car for the whole 3 weeks. So Arc de Triomphe, we went to the Louvre for the first time. It was so overwhelming and incredible. Mike always jokes that he almost went insane, because of course that's the Seine River, and the Louvre was just really impressive. It's hard to compare. This was a funny experience where a truck couldn't get under the bridge, so he had to let out air on his tires. So that's it. Hope you enjoyed that little throwback video. Thanks for watching.